Hi, I hope all of you are doing well. Right there in front of you to make you understand what is the purpose with which we are taking the orientation for the upcoming test series program, mentorship program, or you can call it answer writing program. There has been a very major dilemma among the students as in how to improve on the score. I'm just here taking few minutes of yours to give you an understanding how we can appropriately increase or improve on our score. So let us try to understand it. I'm getting onto the screen share for this thing. If you try to see the sample test, I just want to scroll few of the questions that have been attempted by the student. The question reads, what is temperature inversion? Also identify its type. Now, if you try to see the logic of answer writing, you must start with the definition. So I see the definition written here. Temperature decreases while ascending in troposphere. In place of it, if I write it as throughout troposphere, temperature decrease with increase in height at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer is normal lapse rate. Have I not made my expression more foolproof? Because when you have to talk about temperature inversion, the first and the foremost thing that you have to talk about, it's a very conventional head. And I think we, with our preparation beginning, can easily make sense with it. So if I have to talk about temperature inversion, a line of definition, what is meant by normal lapse rate, and then you get to the definition of temperature inversion. So temperature inversion is correlated very clearly to, and here we can take up the account. Rise of temperature with increasing height in troposphere is inversion. Now carefully see that we cannot take inversion only in troposphere. Question is asking me to write about types. So I do have got the inversion at tropopause level. I have inversion in stratospheric level. And if I'm missing out on these, is it not going to cost my marks? I think I make sense. You have to understand that what is the demand of the question has to be very strongly taken into account. So for this very conventional question, I'll ask you to take into reference. Number one, talk about normal lapse rate. Number two, add on what is the meaning of inversion. Then take tropospheric and stratospheric inversion as two categories, and thereby you can write down the answer. This is the way the answer becomes foolproof. Another short length question for our sample for us to take into account has been into the limelight with Food and Agriculture Organization giving it the recognition, the Great Green Wall Initiative. Now this is something which goes as a very factual type of a question. So what you have to take into account is FAO's assessment, United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification assessment in terms of land degradation neutrality, FAO in the food security, the role that has been played by this approximately 8,000 kilometers of the bushes, forest and grasses that is to be developed in the Sahel region in West Africa. And if you're writing answer on it, again, the introductory reference should be what is this Great Green Wall Initiative? It is an African initiative, regional initiative to create out the green belt in Sahel. Have come into limelight because FAO and UNCCD have given its recognition. Apart from it, when I take up the reference, so you can see that this particular candidate has written this conventional thing about Great Green Wall Initiative. And what is the objective? That we want to restore 100 million hectares of degraded land, which will create green jobs, carbon sink, and etc. So are we not adding UNFCCC? So don't restrict on your answer just about the factual thing of the Great Green Wall Initiative. What I'll advise in this particular answer, precisely to improve on your score, is that you are quickly developing the western part of map of Africa and showing the Sahel belt. This is how you improve on your score. I hope you are understanding. This is what we have to learn. This is what we'll try to chart out in the 2 days of our orientation and eventually the test. I'll be releasing all the details of the test after 21st and 22nd, the 2 days that I have charted out for our orientation of the individual mentorship and answer writing program session that will be launching for the upcoming main examination. If you have to score high in paper 1, which is traditionally considered to be the static part of our syllabus, barring the exception of some portion that goes with human geography or environment geography. You have to understand, I have taken two sample cases, one very hardcore climatology and two that is somewhere a dynamic head to make my point. I don't have a standard rule to answer writing. Depending on the question, my answer frame varies. And that is what is the strategy that you have to learn to improve on your score. That question mark, which is always there, creating mire in your brain, how exactly I can improve on my score. You have to improve on your score by developing flexibility, and that is the key term. So bye-bye from my side. I'll be seeing you on 21st and 26th on the virtual platform on our answer writing and mentorship program, strategies, steps, and how we'll be proceeding. Bye-bye. Take care.